Going live. Yep, we're live right now. Good evening. It is the 19th of October, 2020. Welcome to the King's Court, my court. And you're going to hear what I have to say, just like I'm going to hear what you're going to have to say. That's right. That's how it works. It goes both ways. It always goes both ways. This wild hair of mine. Good heavens. Anyway, boy, got to talk about COVID. Have to talk about COVID. Because the stupidity level that I'm seeing is just skyrocketing out of control. And it starts with the top. Our commander-in-chief calling Fauci, the head of this organization that deals with this COVID-19, a doctor of medicine, right? The guy that's done all his work to know the things that he knows about medicine. Okay? Our president is calling him stupid, really, and acting as if he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm sorry, Mr. President, but you are not a doctor of anything. So you have no business. You have no business telling Dr. Fauci what's right and wrong about COVID-19. You have no frickin' clue. And you need to just stop. That's what you need to do. You need to shut your trap on this one. You really do. Sorry, but somebody's got to say it bluntly. And I'm that person. I have no problem saying it bluntly. With every bit of respect of you being the President of the United States. But that's all the more reason for you to behave in a better manner. You're not behaving at all. I don't understand you, Mr. President. I really don't. Anyway. Wow. I mean, this virus has gone so far off the deep end, and it's just skyrocketing right now. Skyrocketing. Because nobody wants to do what needs to be done. My friend said in Pakistan, they have it totally under control. Like it never existed there in the first place. I don't know. I'm not there. But that's what he tells me when I asked him, how's things going in your neck of the woods with this COVID-19? It's going great. We don't have it here. We're back to schools. Our kids are back to school. Our students are in the colleges. Life is back to normal for them. And they're still using caution. But it's back to normal. My thought there is, well, I hope that nobody has the virus that happens to go, back to school and back to college and to all these places with everybody. Because if they do, you're going to get it. It's going to go off again. So let's hope and pray for them that whatever they're doing, they keep doing and it keeps working. If that's the case, then they need to be the model for the rest of the world to pay attention to. Because we need this thing to end yesterday. Not months or days down the road. Now, yesterday. And if they had listened to me and done what I was trying to get across to everybody from the very beginning, we would have ended COVID way, way, way long ago. But, oh well, you don't listen, and this is what happens. This is what happens. Let's see here. Tubin. Oh, God. So this attorney, I saw this attorney talking. In an article. He's now in trouble because apparently he was on a Zoom meeting and he exposed himself. Really? Are you nuts, dude? I heard this, and the excuse that he made was he didn't realize that he was online, that the Zoom meeting was actually going and that people could see him. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, how in the hell did this person become an attorney with an absolute massive lack of brains and common sense that he just distributed? I don't know what he was doing. But apparently he exposed himself. I mean, what did he do? Did he have his laptop camera pointing at him as he went into the bathroom to go pee? And his little friend was showing? I mean, what did the guy do? Did he stand up and undo his pants and, go to tuck his shirt in or something and expose himself right in front of his computer? I mean, how stupid can you be? How foolish. That's what I said here. How foolish could this man be? You connect to the platform and then expose yourself. How? I said, but seriously, this guy's a published author and an attorney and does this? His brains have left the building. That's what I said. I mean, Jesus, are you freaking, how stupid can you be? Pretty foolish, apparently. So then I have a note about the media and fake news needs to be completely removed and punished memorably. I totally think that. I totally believe that. If you can't post honest news, if you're posting at all, you need to be removed from the ability to post anymore. Period. Done. You're out. We don't need dishonesty. We don't need fake news. We don't need propaganda, especially with what's going on right now. We need good people who tell the truth, who don't over dramatize things, blow things so big out of proportion so that they can get ratings or get people to come and watch their newscast. Can't you just be honest? Seriously, can't you manage to just be honest and report the news with honesty and throw the dramatica out the damn window? We don't need your garbage dramatica. You should be fined for over dramatizing things. Seriously. You should be fined for over dramatizing. Because that's dishonest as well. Why don't you try just reporting the news for what it really is and honestly? because the news will gain control of the viewers all on its own if you report good newsworthy stories. Common sense. I don't know what you're winning all these awards for out there when you're just spewing stuff out that's not really good news, newsworthy. I don't get it. I wish I could revamp the whole thing, because I would. Along with our government too, and our states and our cities and towns, all of these political people that aren't doing what needs to be done for the people, with the people. That's what you're supposed to be doing. For the people, with the people, for the betterment of society, for the betterment of our country, for the betterment of our states, for the betterment of our cities, for the betterment of our towns, for the betterment of our people and the earth and God. Why we can't manage to do that is beyond my capability of understanding, fathoming, imagining even with me having the greatest imagination in the world. I can't imagine how we can be the way we are with everything going on. It makes no sense. None. We need to stop and recheck ourselves, and we need to restart ourselves in the right way. The loving, caring, kind, considerate, thoughtful way. So we can get our butts out of the mess we're in. And we're in deep. Let me tell you what. We are in deep, way over our heads. It's stressing me out, seeing what's going on out in our world, seeing what our people are doing, being arrogant, which makes us foolish people. Arrogance breeds foolishness. You don't see clearly. And we need to see clearly. Big time. Drop the damn arrogance. Be a human being. Have compassion and empathy for your fellow human beings and this planet and everything that has to do with it. Because you're not helping if you're not. Yeah, so the news. Yeah, if you can't spread honest, truthful news, you need to be out. And any site, Facebook, Tinder, what are all those things? I don't even know them all. Twitter, LinkedIn. Though LinkedIn's not really that big on spreading stuff. What is that thing that they're always on? God, it's just escaping my brain. It just does not want to allow me to get it. TikTok, I mean, that's just pretty much people being silly. God, what is that program that they all do on their phones? I can't think of what the heck it's called. Instagram. There you go. Yeah, Instagram. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're all out there. Pinterest, spreading garbage and allowing garbage to be spread. And every one of those companies that allows it, they need to be fined in a way that they won't soon forget it. Let's see here. Oh my God, that's one right there. Oh. So in Europe, a teacher. A teacher was beheaded. They cut his head off for him having an opinion on something. For him saying something that somebody didn't like. How's that for a cancel culture? That's what we are dealing with right now. Everybody that likes to just absolutely destroy people online they're nothing short of what this person did by beheading this person. You're killing them. You're killing their character, beheading them. Same thing. Whether you do it online with words or you do it with a knife or a machete or whatever the heck that person used. You're canceling the person out. And you ought to be ashamed of yourselves because every person has the right to have an opinion. And if you can't handle it, shut your damn ears off and go somewhere else then. Go away. Go talk to your own self in your mirror. If you don't want to hear what other people have to say and you want to shred them for it, then go. Go shred your own self. Because it's not right and you don't belong doing it. You're no better than the other person is. You're just as human as they are. You make just as many mistakes as they do. All of us do. It's nothing short of bullying people too. You know? And that's wrong. So don't do it. Beheaded the teacher. I just can't even believe that. There was a teacher that a fellow teacher that they spoke with, and they asked him how he's doing. And you know what he said? He said that he's traumatized by what had happened, by his fellow teacher having his head cut off and his life taken away from him because of whatever he expressed. Jesus, really? What have we gotten ourselves into? Anyway, so he said that he was traumatized. And you know what I said? Me too. Totally. Me too. When I saw that on the news, that teacher had been beheaded because of whatever thought he had or whatever he said or whatever, because he didn't do what some other person decided whether it was okay to do or not, right? So the guy cut his head off. So I saw that and I had tears immediately. I immediately had tears, and it just traumatized the hell out of me. Just the thought of it did. And now I'm looking at this missing hiker found after nearly 2 weeks. There's everything wrong with this. There's everything wrong with it. Somebody is trying to get attention. I'm telling you, I can see it in her eyes. I can see it in the woman's eyes. Holly, whatever her name is. What's that say? 38-year-old Holly Suzanne Cordier. Holly Suzanne Cordier. There's something really wrong, not right about that. It's really not right. Sorry. 2 weeks? No way. There's absolutely no way she would survive 2 weeks. If she was lost in the woods, like they say that she was, or lost wherever that is. No way. No way. And I can say that because I know I was search and rescue for many, many, many years. And you know what? 2 weeks? No way. There is not a chance. She showed up. They found her in a campground. Really? How convenient is that? How convenient is that? Here's my thought. Of course, I could be wrong, but I haven't been yet when I have a sense like I do right now that she's pulling the string over somebody's head. Everybody's heads now. I think that she didn't want to be found because she lost her job. She was feeling down in the dumps. She didn't want to be found. So she made herself unfindable. And then she went back after 2 weeks. She went back and she decided to show herself because now she wanted to be back in society because she knew she was worrying her daughter if her daughter didn't know about it, which I don't know about that either, but I think that she decided to show herself back up. And she did. She parked herself right at the campground. I'm telling you, things are not right about that whole situation. No, no, no. Anyway, so then, so there are initiatives that people are voting on in regards to the police. And it is basically having the police be accountable for their actions with separate boards or councils, overseeing committees that would watch what police do, and they would have some sort of ability to say what you did was wrong and you're not allowed to do that and you're going to have to correct this or whatever. I don't know what the whole scenario will be for the committees, what power they will have or not have. But I do know, having worked alongside and with law enforcement for many years, when I was doing CSI and search and rescue both, as well having my father, who was military police, and having friends that were cops also, and more. And it's I want to say it's extremely complex what we're looking at here. If we're looking at putting a board together or a committee together to keep the police accountable for the things they do. I mean, they already have their task force and whatnot, but I know where you're going with this. You don't want it to be in-house, so you don't want the police looking over the police. You want somebody that's neutral looking over the police and what they do. So this is where it gets complicated, because whoever that is, they have to know law enforcement. They have to know the laws. They have to understand the laws and the rights of human beings, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They really would basically need to be a judge that understands all of everything from left to right to over to under to around and about. Everything about it they would have to understand and have solid knowledge base in to be able to make a judgment on what a policeman has done or hasn't done that constitutes him being reprimanded or held accountable for whatever he's done. And I think if they're going to have something like that kind of committee that has that kind of knowledge, then I think they need to rewrite some of the laws themselves. that the policemen have to adhere to. I think they need to do far more extensive training for the officers that are going to be out in the field. Weird noise outside. Really strange. Huh. Anyway, they really have to have a ton of experience. And so let's get off of that. And so then the very final thing I wanted to talk about was that I had, there were a couple things actually. One of them was that I watched this special on Dick Butkus and Gail Sayers of the Chicago Bears. And Dick Butkus was my idol in football, man. Because I have the exact same attitude that he had when I was playing. Yeah, any sports that I play, I have the same attitude. You play your heart out. You play everything that you got. You put it into it for the team. And Butkus, that's what Butkus did. And he was a vicious tackling monster tackler. But the thing was, he got the job done. He stopped the run. He stopped the pass. He stopped the quarterback. That's what he was there to do. That was his job, and he did it. It was beautiful to watch him. And he let them know when he tackled them. He let him know, that's right, I got you. I saw him make an interception that was meant for this receiver. And when he caught that ball, he looked at the receiver and he shook it at him. Look who got it. I saw him do it. And I was like, oh my God, he's taunting. And that was Butkus, though. He claims, well, I don't understand why people would say this about me, like I'm so vicious and stuff. Yes, you do. You totally know. I don't know why you're sitting there playing little Mr. Innocent, because you're not, buddy. You're not innocent. You know exactly what you were doing. And you did it well, obviously. Anyway, and seeing Gail Sayers run. You talk about poetry in motion. I don't know of any running backs, even to this very day, that could equal Gail Sayers and his ability to run in football. I mean, he was the epitome of running back. That guy is it. I don't know if we will ever have somebody to equal Gail Sayers. He was just beyond amazing. And I got to give kudos to Terry Bradshaw, the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know if my this person that I grew up with, if he was hearing me give kudos to Terry Bradshaw of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he'd probably pass out. He'd probably pass out cold. Anyway, because never would you think that I would be giving kudos to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So anyway, but Terry Bradshaw, I happened to stumble upon film footage of him playing also. And I always knew Terry was a great quarterback, but I had no idea how much his heart and soul was in the game. I saw him break tackle after tackle after tackle trying to get yardage for his team, and he did. I saw him get into big clashes with all of the players, and here he comes. He emerges out of the hole. You're like, what? How did this guy get away from them? And he did not want to go down. He wanted to get more yardage for his team. What a great player Terry Bradshaw was. So kudos. Terry Bradshaw, best quarterback the Steelers have ever had and probably ever will have. Just an outstanding quarterback. Wow. He really was great. So, anyway, kudos to him and big time kudos. That's the way you play, man. That's the mentality. And so then finally, we had a board meeting tonight, and all the candidates that are running, including myself, happened to be there. And it was really wonderful. It was a great meeting. And then we had a policeman there, a sheriff, and we had somebody that's involved with the initiatives that could lay them out for us in regards to the police and policing the police, I guess is a good way to say it. And so we heard kind of, from both sides of the coin there, and it was really interesting to hear them. And so here where I live, we have a pretty small community, but we need to have a council and a board that gets things done for the people and with the people. And so we have people that have been nominated and who have nominated themselves to become board members. And it's going to be interesting to see who makes it on the board and who doesn't make it on the board. I don't know if I'm going to make it on the board. I know that I should absolutely make it on the board because of the personal character that I am and that I have. I'm a good man, straightforwardly a good man. And but I can tell you, I saw, listening to the other candidates, I saw and heard quite a few of them who had massive experience in that arena, the arena of council or group that represents companies, corporations, or towns, cities, governments. And there was even one person there that was involved with the Senate that happened to be there. And he expressed that he could help the council in regards to anything that had to do with the Senate and getting help from senators possibly. So I thought that was kind of cool. We had a pretty good mixture of people that were reaching out to be a part of the board and serve our communities. We have 2 islands here, and so we're island communities. And so hopefully the people that do manage to be elected serve well, and that their hearts and souls and spirits and minds are for the islands, and that the islanders abound, for all of them, for the betterment of our islands and our islanders. That's the best way I think I can say it there. We have to be wise. We have to be smart. We have to be focused on the betterment of our societies all the way around, all the way around everywhere in the United States. We have to really become more conscious about representing our communities as well as we possibly can. Like you hear at the end of my talks always, that I say, lift each other up to succeed. Don't push each other down to fail. That's teamwork. Teamwork begins with I. And then it becomes us. And then it becomes we. Okay? All of us. Okay? But it starts with one person. And when the second person comes on board, they welcome each other and they hear each other out. They come up with great ideas to go forward together as a team. Okay? It only takes two to be a team, right? And so that's why they both start with T's, two and T, because it takes two to tango, to T, to T. Anyway, but I could get myself tongue twisted on that one really quickly. Oh, my coffee. Can't forget I got myself coffee. Getting cold already because I forgot about it. I get to talking and I get consumed in the talk, but that's me because I'm Mr. Passionate, and that's how I will always be. Because I am Nicholas, and that means my name Nicholas means Victor for the people, and that's me, 100%. Victor for the people. So I hope I can become Victor for my islands and my island's people. I really hope I can. There's so much I want to do to help this place because I really, really love where I live. I love this place. It hasn't always treated me so well, but I love it. It's beautiful. It's kind. It's calm. It's safe for people for the most part. We have crime here, just like every community does. Thankfully, we don't have it a lot, and we don't have really, really bad things happen very often. We've had some people commit suicide. We've had some people kill other people. One of them was in self-defense, at which I knew the guy who did it, and I know that he is forever traumatized that he had to shoot and kill somebody. Yeah, I feel bad for him. Always have. And then there was one person that pulled out his shotgun and shot and killed somebody that didn't deserve to die. And that was vicious, a vicious thing that person did. And then somebody was hung. They never found the person that hung the guy because everybody was silent, and it was amongst the less fortunate people. They knew, but nobody was talking, and nobody did talk, and so that person that was hanging from a tree and dead was cast off as suicide. And then there was another guy just recently who hung himself. There was a young lady, just the sweetest little girl. I don't remember her age. I think she was 14, and she hung herself. There was a teacher, Mr. Faggy, outstanding teacher. In fact, he was one of my stepson's teacher. He was a great teacher, but he didn't think that he was. And he didn't think that he was enough to where he decided to take his own life. That was a really, really sad moment for everybody, I think, here on the islands. Yeah. Anyway. Yep, so we've had some of that going on here. We've had some burglaries. We've had, people steal stuff. We've had people vandalize stuff, but thankfully not on a grand scale. And I hope it never is. It's paradise here. It's the most beautiful place. I just absolutely love it. I just love it so much. Anyway, hoping that I can do a lot for us here on our islands. I've been trying to see what I can do for the food bank people because I think that they need to be pat on the back for all the work they're doing to help sustain islanders and island families by delivering food to them. It's just incredible. the work that they're doing. All these volunteers out there driving around and, getting food out to the people. It just really blessed their hearts and souls forever. And so I'm trying to do something for them, a big time pat on the back, if you will. And at the same time, I'm looking into and trying to do something with the healthcare crisis that we have on the island. Oh man, that's a big one. But I have it. I have the solution. I just have to figure out how I can do it and who I can get on board to help me do it. Maybe the board. Maybe I'll get the board and the council to help on it. There's enough talented people there. I think that I probably could. And then, of course, there's the old fishing pier, which is it's an old dock and been there forever. It's an island staple. Islands staple. I mean, so many people, their families, dads and daughters and sons and mothers, families, friends, they all go out there and fish and catch crab and squid and salmon, and oh my God, just so wonderful out there. But it's closed down, and it's been closed down for some time now because it's falling apart, and they're letting it fall apart. And so it just needs to be ripped down, and a new one needs to be built. And I've got a perfect, absolutely wonderful design for a new pier. And I hope we can do it. I really hope so. We'll see. But I'm trying to do what I can for this island of mine, these islands of mine, and we'll see what happens. But for now, the coronavirus, people, we've got to do what needs to be done. We've got to do what needs to be done. We've got to do it together. We've got to get on board together and end this virus because we really can. We really can end it. I promise you, we can end it if we just do what needs to be done. And yes, I know exactly what needs to be done to end the virus once and for all here. I hope at some point I get to have a big enough voice to get that message out there and be heard and paid attention to, because we sure need to. Okay, well, I have to get off here. I'm like really wiped out. I am really wiped out. So I'm going to get off. I love you. I adore you. I cherish you. I treasure you. Mwah. To the world out there. Big hugs always. And stay safe, stay wise, and thus stay well. Okay? Be good human beings to one another. That's the best thing you can do. And God bless you all. And may peace be with you always. From my court, the king in his court, Nicholas in Seattle, to your courts all over, wherever you are, wherever you're listening, that's your court. Blessings, okay? Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody.